welcome to another episode of 1878 United Fan Zone. Manchester United crash out the Carabao Cup. Ronaldo, what do you think?
Sad. I mean, you hate to lose how we lost.
Yeah.
Bottom line, and you just hate to lose, period. And today, I mean, as I remember earlier in the year, probably was Ten Hag's death knell.
Mm-hmm.
Spurs destroyed us at home, so I kind of want a revenge today.
Yeah.
And yeah, it didn't happen. And yeah, it started off exactly how they beat us, 3-0. I was like, oh, another rough day. Just some really poor goals. Didn't like it at all. We looked really disjointed. We had possession a few times. We had two or three cutbacks
Mm-hmm.
and we had shots on that were just blocked that I think were really good opportunities. And
Yeah.
we just couldn't get the ball on. Well, not I should say on target, but we couldn't work the keeper
Well,
basically.
yeah. There's
Uh,
defense.
and then we come in at halftime, left our brains in the locker, and concede two quick goals, and we're chasing the game the rest of the way. As much as those two goals were gifts on our guys and said, we hustled them and we caused the confusion to get those two goals to bring the game back. And then our keeper gets fouled. I mean, people say he could do better on the corner when we concede on the corner again. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it was a foul. I mean, you can't at full speed. You can't hold the keeper's hand because he got stranded. Euro probably could have done a better job of keeping him away. I mean, for years I feel like our center backs aren't big enough bullies to protect our goalie, and that kid came flying in. Bayern there was distracted by Solanke, first of all, pushed him off.
Yeah.
And then this kid came flying in and he got his foul in and the ball just curled in. It messed up Bayern there and it messed up Euro and went right in, and that was the game. That goal was kind of sexy from Evans though. That's pretty good.
It was. To be fair, I thought it was a known goal for the first 10
Yeah,
minutes.
if you look at it, but yeah, he saw it all the way and glanced it in pretty good.
He did.
So all in all, good fight to not, to clean up the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
The patterns were okay, possession was okay, but defensive, um, close to disaster class. It wasn't good today.
It wasn't.
Licha wasn't that good. Lindelof gets hurt.
Yeah.
And Bayern there, it could be rust or it could be just that he's not good enough. But I mean, I'm sure he won't have that game if he played again like Sunday or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I don't think he's a bad keeper, but he's rusty and he had a bad day too. So
yeah, I believe he's had 3 games for Man United, and this is over 7 goals conceded in 3 games. So it's quite a big amount of goals conceded. But I think he's conceded 4 in this one. I think he conceded 3 in the FA Cup or Carabao Cup last season. So I know 2 of those were deflections in last season, and today some of them, the defense didn't exactly help him out very well.
Yeah.
I think overall, until we made substitutions, I think everyone was pretty poor. Højlund tonight, I'm not sure what this kid has to do with his first touch. It's kind of atrocious. And not only that, twice the ball came in and was ripe for someone sitting at the back post, and nobody was there. Nobody was there. So for me, it was just an overall bad performance up until the substitutions, which goes to show, and I was saying this before the show, we don't have enough quality overall as Manchester United to be able to deal with this many games as of right now. I know, Mikey would say this, Anana's made some, errors in the past and, blah, blah, blah.
Recently.
Yeah, recently. 2 of the goals tonight were, for me, Bayern's fault. The first one was his fault. Not the first shot, but the second one. You can't get beat at your near post like that. The second one, even though he was fouled, I think he needed to push off of that. He needed to take full control in that area.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that you get beat from the corner is pretty atrocious. And then but we've also got to look at the fact the back four. So when I say the back four, I mean the defenders and the goalkeeper. This is the first time they've played together. I honestly think if Lenioro, Martinez, and De Ligt's in there, we don't get, or even Maguire. I was a little, I know Johnny scored at the end, but I was wondering. It kind of said to me when he put Johnny on it. It kind of said to me, "Hey, I don't want to win this." You know what I mean? It
I
was
think
kind
it
of
said
like
he's saving his guys. He's saving his guys for Sunday too. I
yeah,
think.
saving this guy.
So let me look
He
at it.
has said that he wants to focus on the Premier League. I was and there is a little part of me that kind of we're glad we're out of the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, of course.
We have
Less
7
next year.
games in 7 games in January. This would have made 8, possibly 9.
Yeah.
And there's a little part of me. I know we got beat by Spurs, but I'm kind of glad that we're out of it.
Yeah, I mean, also the fact that we won it recently too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
let that slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even coming in the game, I know it's a cup game. Spurs on their day are really good.
We know they're not going to
So-
win the competition.
But they have to, please, man. I can't stand any of the teams winning,
Yeah.
especially Newcastle. Imagine that. I want to keep those guys quiet. Yeah, I kind of need them to win.
I kind of hope Liverpool
Personally.
win it because remember last year when they won it, they all thought they were going to win the quadruple, and then it all fell apart. It all fell apart after the Carabao Cup
Set them
final.
up to hear their feelings. Saying, all right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
If they don't, provided they don't win the quadruple.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still in the FA Cup, so they have to beat us.
Well,
We're
we
the
have to
reigning
beat
champs.
Arsenal in the next round.
We're the reigning champs. They have to beat us.
Yeah. Well, they have to beat Arsenal. We got Arsenal the first week of we got literally that.
Yeah.
That's a hard setup. After we got
That's the 12th,
Bournemouth at the weekend. Then we have Wolves. Then we have Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal. That's a hard
boy.
3 games right there.
It could be a rough or happy week in between Liverpool and Arsenal.
I can't see us losing
quote
all
unquote
3.
winter break that we get.
Yeah, I
We
can't
gotta
see.
be Wolves.
I can't
We
see
have
us
to beat
losing all
Wolves.
3 of those. But back to the game, I'm very happy at the fight in the last 2 games. We've gone down. This defense is, I guess, Deleu's not good. He shouldn't be playing left back. I don't know why we continue to play him at left back.
We got him.
So yeah, the back line it seems to be our problem, and we seem to can't score right off the bat. I think when the ball is being kicked up into our strikers, their first touch is horrendous. It's horrendous, and tonight, Rasmus showed it again when that through ball came to him. Instead of just turning and shooting, his first touch was so bad that the defense managed to get away, and it got caught between his feet.
It was a tight space too, though.
It was, but if you take that first shot, as soon as you turn and you shoot,
Exactly.
if it goes wide, it goes wide. But it's better than the defender getting it away from you. And I think the game kind of changed when he came off, and I'm kind of liking that. It feels like Zerski's getting into form now. I know it was a tap in from him, but he changed up front. He really did tonight.
If you want to be real, the kind of football that 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍 wants to play, you need a striker to be able to be in the right spots and tap in.
Mhm.
I mean, we grew up in the glory era strikers.
Yeah.
Where they're busting and going from anywhere by the D penalty spot, anywhere they felt like they were shooting.
Yeah.
But yeah, if especially if we have like Bruno and Ahmad in the 10s, all we need our striker to do is control or get in the right spots to tap in or just have a high quality, high percentage shot right in front of the goal. Yeah, I mean, Xerxes, he's here or there. Feel like one game's been good, one game's been iffy, one game's been good.
Yeah.
Today was a good game. He
was.
and Ahmad, they came on and they changed things. Manu had a good game as well.
Mhm.
Pretty good. And I feel like we were kind of solid with Evans a little bit. I mean, we did lose our heads in the first 10 minutes, but after that he was fine and he scored the goal.
Yeah, that's he's like literally coming on 3 minutes before the half, doesn't get into it, and then comes off again, and then has to come back on. I get it. You really can't get beat between your legs like that at that particular point. You've got to keep your legs together, keep your arms behind your back. But I'm not going to blame him. He literally just comes on the field.
I'll give it to Licha. Licha had a bad day today.
He did. I don't know what he was doing trying to tap. He literally if that was a striker that had passed that ball, we would be raving about how good of a pass that was. But unfortunately, it came from our own defender. Casey saying rubbish match. It was.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to give credit to Manchester United in that fight until the end. No matter what, we still fought until the end. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result like we did against City. But you got to admit, if that was Ten Hag, we would have been 4-5-0 down. You know what I mean? There seems to be some fight, and it's coming from one place. Ahmed
Diallo, man.
It's coming from Ahmed. And Garnacho, when Garnacho came on, I think we kind of lost something when Garnacho came on. You know, we took Zersky off, and that's who, like, not just Ahmed. Did you see Ugarte again tonight? Oh my God. He is Ahmed. Like, if we could build a team of Ahmeds and Ugartes, oh my God, we would be phenomenal. Yeah. Ugarte was all over. I think, for United's perspective, I think Ugarte was man of the match. Like, I know Ahmed got that good deflected goal and whatnot, and he kind of changed it on the right when he came on for Anthony. But overall, for that 90 minutes, well, the 80 something minutes that Ugarte was on, for me, he changed the game. I think we could have been a lot further down if it wasn't for Ugarte.
Yeah, definitely. My fear with Ugarte, we need to have a adequate cover for him. I know we kind of quagmired in with Casemiro, and honestly, if you're playing Casemiro there, you need someone to help defensively with him. Ugarte and Casemiro is a really solid, steely middle if we want to just soak up pressure in the middle and let the guys cook up front.
Yeah.
But yeah, between Collier and the market, we need to find a really good backup for him because we don't want to burn him out.
No.
Yeah, and right now, him and Ahmad and Bruno, of course.
I didn't think Bruno had that good of a game.
No. It was a little fussy game too with some of the fouls he was getting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some of the passes went off. So yeah, it was a scrappy Bruno game. wasn't his best.
Ahmed goal and assist, man of the match. I get that. I get the goal and the assist, but for me, I would give it to Ugarte. Unfortunately, this time, like, because Ahmed came on, and yes, he got a goal and an assist, but we didn't win. And for me, it was the whole, like, Ugarte did it for the whole match. That guy was phenomenal for the whole match. That's why I would give it for Ugarte this time. If Ahmed started and got a goal and assist, absolutely. But Ugarte was crucial today. At one point, the ball goes across and Ugarte gets his foot on it again and stops it going in. The game's over at that point. It's over and over. You know,
you're down a goal already at that point, right?
Yeah. So for me,
big save.
That's why I give it to Ugarte, because he did it from the start to when he went off. He was excellent the whole game. Phenomenal for the whole game. Great for Ahmed again. Just goes to show we need a whole team. You can call it insane, call it whatever. For me, you can't always give it to the guy that keeps scoring a goal. You can't always give a man of the match to the guy that scores a goal. At the end of the game, his goal was mostly down to the goalkeeper, to be honest with you.
Oh my God. We were talking about buying there.
Yeah.
Foster had a nightmare today.
He did.
Jesus Christ.
As much as Ahmed pressed, the goal was still down. Like, if he passes it to the right back with a one touch, Ahmed doesn't get the goal. So for me, it was just the whole game. I think Ugarte was man of the match. I love Ahmed. I love his passion. And I think other than those two, there wasn't anyone on that pitch tonight that was good enough to be even close to be man of the match.
It was a real season of giving game, right?
We're in the season.
A lot of gifts all around, buying there, Foster giving away chances and goals. But yeah, scrappy, awful game. I thought it would have been a better game, a nice Open Cup game. That's why I picked 3-2 United in the Oracle. But yeah, it kind of went the other way. But a lot of goals still.
Yeah. Casey's saying, I feel what you're saying, but when Ahmed came in, we instantly have fight and spirit. I agree. But on the other end of things, Ugarte is a defensive midfielder. He's not going to give you that fighting spirit. He's the guy that stops the guy from scoring or breaks up a play and does a quick pass. Ugarte's never going to get man of the match. if you know what I mean. He's never in the Premier League or whatever. He's never going to get. He's always going to be a player's player of the match, but he's never going to get man of the match. But you really got to go on what, like, honestly, tomorrow, type in 𝙈𝙊𝙍 highlights, and you will see at least 2 minutes of highlights for him. Phenomenal play. So, and you got to also remember this. How long have we been missing a 𝙈𝙊𝙍? And now we have one.
We had Fred. We had both of them together, and we didn't have any.
Fred and McTominay and Fred, the worst Man United midfield duo of all time.
Fred, baby. Before that, what we had, the midfield with Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger. I was so excited for that, by the way. Yeah, both those guys were past it at that time. But yeah, 𝙈𝙊𝙍 and Ahmad and Bruno. I think there's our main men right now in the defense. I guess you're gonna have to say de Ligt until, but let's take a moment to acknowledge Lenny Euro.
Oh, he was great.
Acknowledge. I mean, I put him at fault for the fourth goal for not being strong enough or bully enough.
But we can put that down to him not playing much,
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he had a great game, great tackles. He's up with the pace, he's up with the strength. He's good, and he's gonna get better. Yes. And I think we could safely pump the brakes on Anthony. I know we always have, but let's reiterate. We need to pump the brakes on Anthony.
I think he had a few passes that were kind of nice tonight that went through. He didn't try and run down, and when he did tonight, I noticed that when he did come in, other than one shot, which came up from a corner, he did pass a lot back to the open wing to get the ball in, but he didn't do enough. For me, he's not a starter for Man United. He's a guy that comes on with 15 minutes to go when the left back is knackered out of his face and you have someone run at him. That for me is his.
He's the fill-in guy. Guys are hurt. I mean, this was Carabao Cup. This is the fill-in cup, I guess.
Yeah.
So him starting didn't blow my mind away. I was like, good, give the other guys a rest. And if it didn't work out 60 minutes, we could bring him on, hopefully to look for a winner. But we brought him on to save face because we were like 3-0 down.
Yeah. Casey saying, don't forget about Maz. Maz, I didn't think had the greatest of nights. I think he was okay.
Yeah, it was so-so.
Yeah, it was so-so. Garnacho was struggling. He just can't get it going. I agree. I think we kind of dropped off when he came on. I was actually screaming for him to come on at one point because that left wing was so wide open. Dalot was getting so much space, but just didn't have the final ball. And I was screaming for him to come on, but when he did come on, I think he kind of took something away, Mike, how?
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't. I'll just acknowledging Euro had a good game.
No, we're not giving him man of the match. We're saying he had a good game. Yeah, Leach had a very bad game. We can't. You can't give him the man of the match. We did leak 4 goals. Let's not forget, 2 of those goals were on the defense, though. 2 of those goals were on the goalkeeper.
Goalie.
You don't get beat at your near post from that far away. Especially, he didn't even move.
No, he just
stood there. And then the second one.
That was a good shot, but still, you got to get low, man.
Yeah, and then the second one, at no point in any game should you be beat from a corner. And I don't mean
Olympico.
Yeah, and we call Arsenal corner FC. We are getting beat by corners real bad right now. Like, really bad. And Amrin's got to get his guy going and sort this out because we've got some big guys in there. Larry Euro isn't short.
I don't know, man. It's like, we got big guys there. Just, be a dog. And like I said, we play with a ball. And if you have the ball, you're in control. You're not going to get scored on, and you can score. Yeah. Go get it. Just go get it, man.
Who did you think when the subs came on, it hugely changed the game? What's your thoughts on kind of like the middle? Right now, I think obviously Eriksen had a first good 15-20 minutes. He had a really good 15-20 minutes. Legs went away. Clearly needs to leave. I think Casemiro needs to leave. They're obviously not giving him an opportunity. So for me, that says he's out. Would you try and force these 2 players out in January and try and get one backup for 𝙈𝙊𝙍 at this point?
I mean, yeah, that should be the priority all the time right now. Exhausting all avenues.
Yeah,
I It's going to be hard for Casemiro because of the money.
yeah.
He does have age on his side. He's not that old, and if a team gets him and you partner him with someone to do the work with him, it's going to work out. Especially like in a different league too.
Do you think kind
Um,
of maybe Saudi for him? Because I think
yeah,
at the end of
sounds good.
last year he wasn't playing so well. So
Yeah,
Saudi were like, no, I really want to take it. He's actually played pretty decently this
yeah, it's played
year.
well this year.
So maybe Saudi would be interested in looking at him in January, but
Yeah, all
those
like I
two
said,
need to
all
go.
avenues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Erickson. Well, like I said, it's a Carabao game, a kind of throwaway game. Play the subs, so that's why he got work. And well, Mason Mount's hurt, so
Yeah.
I think that's kind of why he started. Um, Ruben seems optimistic about his health, so maybe it's really
Who
not a
Mount?
bad injury. Yeah, well, Mason Mount.
Yeah, the problem
Uh,
is he gonna pick up another 2 week
yeah,
injury
yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
next time he
We
plays?
can't say. All we can hope for is that he's back on grass training again. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe he's ready for Arsenal or Wolves or the Newcastle game or something. Help out there.
Yeah.
Uh, Not holding my breath on Shaw. I think Shaw might be a next year thing because yeah, we can't get rid of Shaw unless we're gonna take a loss and just cut him. So
Yeah,
Shaw's gonna be here a while.
for me, I would pay his contract out in the summer. I'd be
Yeah,
like, Trey Sermon, like, hey, we're gonna pay your contract out.
yeah.
Let's just
Ru-
go. But
Ruben
you,
did mention today that he has hope in his team
mhm.
that with a full preseason and everything and those guys coming in healthy that they will they'll be prepped for the season better and he would expect them to I guess last better. That's what he says. I mean, he seems like a real optimistic guy. He doesn't really hop on the negative, not yet at least. He's
Yeah.
still he's still new here.
But you see him sometimes sitting like today. I know Tottenham were taking a corner, and please
That's a
let me
man who
take
knows
it.
ball. He's like, oh my god, these guys are stressing him out, and then he still comes in there with the good energy. Deals with the press the right way, protects the guys.
Amram's gonna look like 10 real soon.
He's gonna
Bold.
he's if not ball, he's gonna be gray.
Yeah. But overall, again, for me, today really showed the lack of quality in the whole team. Obviously, we have players, that are gonna be here for a while. Ugarte, like we said, Euro. Um,
I mean,
Martinez, he had a good game against City, but overall this year hasn't been good,
nope.
and it's sad to see because call him the butcher. He was so good. Do you think the injury? Do you think him worrying about getting his metatarsal broken again, or game time? What do you think's going on with him?
It might be a little bit of rust. I feel too. Being hurt, and this is like his first full run. Like last year was mad checkered, and he missed a lot of time. Um, I'm just I'm just hoping that he grows into some form.
Yeah,
Um, and honestly, if the guys, the front office are actually doing the right work, and we have a handful of CBs picked out that we would like to get, and someone like a Real Madrid, that's that's always a talk with Licha
yeah.
that they want to come in and buy him. I'd sell
I think he's good in a back four. I don't know if he's suited for a
in
back
back
three.
three.
That I think that may be a
I,
problem.
and I like how he carries the ball. If it's one thing he's doing okay, is beating defenders and carrying the ball and passing well. But on the defensive end, he's getting caught a lot this
Yeah.
year.
Well, he got caught out for the
Outfielder.
third goal because
Yes.
he was the one keeping the player on side. Like like I
Oh,
said, I watched
Solanke
it
ate him up.
before. Solanke, everybody was moved up and everyone was in line, but he wasn't, and he kept Solanke on side. So again, technically, you can say 2 from Bayern Dare and 2 from Martinez. So, but we just obviously just didn't have the defenders on the pitch to kind of say, bring him on because Maguire doesn't play very well at the left. He can't play on the left side of back three. So we didn't really have any, and Delit wasn't even on the bench today. So, yeah, overall, I think we were the better team. I think we should have won it. But
I won't go that far. I'll give Spurs there. I'll give Spurs their flowers. I mean, we did give them gifts, but they
Yeah.
I think there 2 goals in the second half, especially the last one, the third one. I think that was that
Yeah.
was that was a striker's goal. Well, that was
It
a well
was.
taken
It
goal.
was.
A
Yeah.
well
I
taken goal.
just think overall the whole game we controlled more possession.
Yeah.
I believe we had expected goals 2.26 and they had 0.43 for the game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we had
Yeah, like I said, those
2.43. Yeah, so
there were
we
three
had
clear cutbacks where I was just playing, just get the ball through the crowd, get
yeah,
it through the crowd, and we're hitting limbs and everything. It
yeah,
was a little frustrating.
yeah. I think that when Bruno dropped back, I think we were a little more controlling in midfield. At some points tonight, I was when I was watching a game, I was like, oh, there goes the Ten Hag midfield. And the ball would come in. There was no one in that box midfield because
Bruno's
Ugarte
pressing for the
sits
goal.
there in front of the back three, but Ericsson doesn't have those legs to get back like Mainu does. You know what I mean? To
Hmm.
cover that. So I think that really didn't help us, and it goes to show if there's certain players, and if Garnacho keeps up this way, I'm gonna be the first to say I think we might be better off without Garnacho. I think Rio Ferdinand said it great. I don't think he fits this system.
Um, I'm gonna give him a little credit because he's only 20 years old and something new. He's gonna
Yeah.
have to learn. Um, I don't think he's quite like the counter-attacking player that Rashford is, but
Uh-huh.
he definitely, if he's gonna work out in the system, he's gonna have to learn to more consistently beat defenders
Hmm.
and more consistently pick a
Yeah,
better
he has
pass.
the worst
He needs to
dribbling
pick
rate.
passes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has the third worst dribbling rate in the Premier League. It's pretty bad from Garnacho.
that is terrible. So at that point, you need to be passing the ball, get 1-2s with your strikers to
Yeah.
set up your shot because we know he has a good shot.
Yes,
So he needs to like be working on that in practice,
he does.
working on dribbling. Yep, watch some more Cristiano film or something and figure it out.
What do you think of Rashford being out again? I'm
He's got a fever, guys. He's got a fever,
yeah,
guys.
I'm sure he has it after he gets benched, right?
He's got a fever. But anyway, um, I don't know. I guess he's not ready. Kind of expect that he might play in Bournemouth. I don't think they're gonna if they really have plans to sell him and he wants to go. You really think they're gonna bench him from now in this holiday season with all these games coming
We
up?
need him.
I doubt we need him.
Yeah.
So I expect him if he trains well and beats his fever. I expect him in the squad come Sunday
Mm,
and being involved at some point. Because yeah, are we at home against Bournemouth?
I believe
Yes,
so, yeah.
yes we are. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
It's a
still think
must-win
they're gonna
game.
be in the game. Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
is a must-win
My
game.
guy, they are all must win right now.
Yeah. Well, Wolves and Bournemouth, I'm not going to sit here and say we expect to win this,
Yeah,
but these are must-win games.
exactly.
Must-win games. If we have
Especially at
any
home too.
aspirations,
Any home game.
yeah, any aspirations for top four, this is a must-win game.
Absolutely.
So,
Bournemouth 6, man. That and we're 3 points behind them.
mm-hmm.
So all this must be considered. We are in the thick of it. No matter how crap we're playing or how many teams you see above us, they're all going to be playing each other. People are going to drop points. People are going to win. People are going to lose. People are going to tie. And we just have to handle our business. And eventually we're going to climb up.
Yeah,
So yeah, there's 6 and 25 points. That's 3 points.
yeah,
Just really tie with them. Just win our game. Just beat, especially anyone above us. You have to beat them to kind
yeah,
of level up.
yeah. I don't.
So yeah,
I'm
that's a must win.
I'm
And
not going to
Wolves.
expect to win this game. We're
I, I,
not the Man United of old, but for me,
when
it's a must
last
win.
could we do that, man? It's been years, kid.
What
Oh
to
my
expect it?
god. To expect a win.
uh,
Let's see
I'm
us lose
assuming this is
4-1 to MK
Casey.
Dons.
Assuming this is Casey, he says he could be sick, but I can see why he didn't play him tonight. I think this game crying out for a Rashford tonight. An on
He
form
plays
Rashford,
Spurs well. He
he
always plays Spurs well.
he
Spurs and
does.
Arsenal.
Yeah, and that like I said at the beginning of the show, the low if he had any kind of resemblance of a left foot,
Oh my goodness. There was
we
one
were
earlier.
he was wide open on that left, and I think Rashford on any decent form, this was crying out for Rashford, crying out, and he missed out. Like I just can't see how you're sick 2 days after you get you get dropped. You go to see a bunch of kids
Went
at
to
high
school
school.
sick. Went to
Yeah,
school.
you go to see a bunch of kids at a high school. Tell the high school kids that you're leaving Man United, and then the next day you're sick with a fever. Doesn't work. I
I
definitely
mean,
would have
we know,
give
we know
Rashford
school.
minutes over this week. Done actually
We
this
know
weekend.
we know schools are disgusting
It
and
is, but it's
petri
just
dishes. He probably got worse.
it's just funny how that whole sequence happened. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he's sick. You know.
Once again,
So
Amarim is saying the right things, man. He said, you know what? I wish he had come to the manager, and you know what? We need people like Rashford,
yeah,
talented people. He's saying the right things. He's not throwing them under the bus.
yeah. He's
Let's,
saying
let's
all the right thing.
yeah,
Now he
let's
did say,
go
I didn't
this
know
out.
if you saw it. He did say though about the leak. He said he's going to deal with it, and there was no leak today.
Well, allegedly because Garnacho's in the squad, there was no leaks. So I don't know. If you wanna take take what you want from that.
But
But
we've also seen leaks when he is in the squad.
mm,
Who maybe it's
yeah,
Rashford leaving.
I don't know.
Maybe it's Rashford
I
leaking
can't
it.
call it. I saw something yesterday. They were saying it's a network of leakers.
Yeah,
It's just pretty crazy, but it could be disgruntled staff. All you know, I don't know. It could be. It literally could be a lot of other things, but it's something that's unacceptable because you're putting the team's chances into disrepute.
yeah, because another manager could get that. See how you're playing.
Exactly, dog.
Yeah,
Pep is chilling, or obsessing over the game because I'm sure he's obsessing over the game. He hasn't won. He has won one game in 10,
yeah,
and he gets the lineup before the next day.
yeah.
You can't tell me he's not happy about that.
No, of course he's not. He's sitting there going, "Okay,
He's
I
like,
know how to
"Oh,
set up
this is
now."
what they're doing. Okay, I'll try this, that, the other." I mean, it
Not
didn't
that it
work out.
works, but
Yeah,
he knows how to set it
he
up.
knows.
But
So,
Bournemouth,
lineups weekend, we can't have that crap. We
yeah, we
cannot
can't.
have that crap.
And whoever, if they find out whoever it is, me, it's a player needs a suspension.
Big
It's a
time.
backroom staff needs a suspension. Whoever, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
if you could cut people for it, despite how strongly we feel about leaks. I don't think you could cut someone for that. But yeah,
yeah,
suspension for sure.
suspension definitely. Moving on to Bournemouth this weekend. Did you see enough from the team tonight to convince you that we can get a good win on Sunday?
Yeah, we're holding the ball. We're holding the ball. We just need better chances. We need to get guys in more space,
Mhm.
especially like our stuttering strikers, especially if Hoyland starts. He needs to get himself a little more space to guarantee that any heavy touch he could get onto it. Because like that one in that tight channel he was in, if he got a better chance just to tap the ball in front of him, he could have run onto it and have a right-footed shot. And he's two-footed.
Yeah.
That's how I love my strikers, two-footed.
The one thing
So
for
yeah,
me with him is I wish instead doesn't have a great
yeah,
doesn't even I wish he would get that out
and your
run
speed.
on and run
Yeah,
onto the ball because you've got so much speed, you've got so much power. Let the ball kind of like kind of the sporting striker does. He kind of stands to the side and lets it go or let it bounce and uses his speed to run onto it. I wish he would stop standing this
yeah.
ball.
He
Um,
needs a little more deception in his runs.
yeah,
Draw one way and then dot the other way. And our guys behind him have to be on the same page too, trying to get him in that space. And an- another thing too with when we're hold, when we're holding the ball up in the in front of the opponent's goal, and we're trying to get some shots. Those cross balls, those three cross balls across the box that we had today. Um, bes- Instead of probably taking a shot, we probably the guy who gets the ball, instead of all right, I'm in front of the goal. Let me try to find a way to shoot it from here.
yeah,
Um, Look for the guys in the middle, like maybe a hard pass in the middle, and anyone there in the box needs to do is just put a firm one-time shot to redirect it, and that could cause the keeper problems.
yeah,
So and a little more like a one touch combinations from outside the box in or from the side in. that might be a little helpful just to beat crowds in the box and work the keeper basically. Because yeah, I mean, as good as some of those cutbacks look, if you're looking ahead of you and you see a bunch of white shirts,
Yeah.
maybe shooting ain't the best idea. Maybe you need to like just shoot it like the hardest pass you can, right at one of our guys, right at Hoyland,
Yeah.
Xerxes, or whoever, and
One of
they
my
just
issues is kind of
pass the ball in.
we're so close to the So one of mine is kind of like we've played this so high up that why are our players not at the back post? Why are our tens not more into the box? And we kind of notice like our defense is on the halfway line. So then for me, Ugarte should be the middle. Then you got your wide players. No one seems to be at the back post. And today, a lot of times when the ball came in, it was only Rasmus that was in there. So I'm kind of, why is that? You know, we're not getting in that box because you can't expect Rasmus to be at the back post all the time because then there's no one in the middle. Why is our tens not being at the back post? You know what I
Agreed.
mean? Or one at the front post, one at the back post, one in the middle. If
Penalty
we're
spot.
playing
Yeah.
that high up, why do you think we're not seeing that? Because it was very
Uh,
prominent today.
I think we just getting lost in the other combinations we're doing, and maybe just not being as alert and smart as we need to be.
Mhm.
Over the years, if it's one team that is great at that, and they have the hardware to show it, is Manchester City.
Mhm.
Um, they always sling balls in the box, like right on the edge of the 6 yard box. And if Haaland misses it, Foden or some cat on the far post is there to tap it in.
Yeah.
Always. And yeah, that's a matter of training and game awareness. If you know somebody is on the right and you're the left winger, you need to back off of your striker, and any crumbs that come on that far post, you need to be there to eat them up.
Yeah.
And yeah, um,
Because Bruno
I
put two
wanna,
beautiful
yeah,
crosses in today,
and no one's
and
there.
no one was at that back post, and I
No
was
one's there.
screaming out, I was like, "Oh my god, get to that back post!" It was just like there was such good crosses, and no one was there, and I was just like infuriated. Like you pointed it out earlier, the old strikers like Andy Cole, Dwight York would have been sitting there. You know, Rude would have been sitting there and just tapped it in. Rooney, you know, and we don't seem to have that. I know we play one at the front, but we got two tens now. They should be in that box waiting for that ball to come in. And it was
Yep.
kind of infuriating that we're not getting those. And it's, you know, we need, I see when Man United score first, we kind of go on to dominate the game. But when we concede, it's like, hey, we're going to have this fight in us to come back now. And the last two games we've gone from behind. And today we just couldn't get over. I think 3 was just too much.
Yeah, it's gonna be stressful for the team too if we keep falling behind, because when
Mm.
you fall behind a game, you're chasing, you're exerting yourself even more.
Yeah.
So for a matter of like preserving the squad, we need to figure out get on the board early. And yeah, it's gonna take a lot of selflessness, a lot of training, game awareness, knowing where to be,
Mm-hmm.
knowing what to beat. Um, I want to assume that the guys are being told these things and it's just not working on the pitch. Stuff like we mentioned, being on the far post, maybe not taking a shot, maybe passing it, a hard pass into the box towards the center forward or whoever's there, so they
Yeah.
could, do a one time shot towards the goal. And if you're like 6 yards away from the goal, if you get a pass hard enough towards you and you
Mhm.
time it well and you hit it, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
So I think we need to work on those combinations too.
I think Ericsson was in
Especially when
that great
it's crowded.
position tonight to have those shots. He was on the
Yeah.
center of the box. Both were blocked, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Um, but unfortunately, we can't rely on this kid. He doesn't have more than 20 minutes in his legs. So yeah, that's just for me. I expect a lot more going on from January into February into March. A lot more of awareness of those positions. Again, we know that there isn't much training time for these. I know we
Yeah.
have the games, but training is a whole different ball game. You've got your manager, the assistant manager, all giving you pointers rather than the manager just saying, "Hey, you need to be here," and you got a team coming at you. It is a different ball game between training and playing a game, especially when you go 3-0 down, because you kind of everything goes out the window. Like, we just want to get back into it. Like, do we continue to play the way we are? For me, defense not good. I think we need to look at we really need to look at a left wing back, because Ďalo, he was in some fantastic positions tonight.
And nothing.
And
the sad thing is, 𝗕𝗁𝗍𝙍 and Shaw, you think they would do any better?
Is 𝗕𝗁𝗍𝙍 injured again?
No, they're just being cautious with him, I feel.
I know, but he hasn't played in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
You could have at least
I don't know.
put him on the
Yeah, I don't
bench
know
and
if
give
it's
him
a
20 minutes.
He looked really happy on the bench tonight. But yeah, I would like to see him play.
Was he on the
just
bench?
To be sure that, yeah, he was.
Okay.
He was. Thing is, like, when they came out from halftime, 𝗕𝗁𝗍 was sitting up and he was just looking at 𝗕𝗁𝗍 and smiling.
He knew we weren't coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, hopefully we see him. I mean, yeah, the first game he played,
it wasn't great
at home. It wasn't great, and then
second game was decent.
The second game it was
yeah,
he looked pretty good. He looked his old self.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, he's never that much of an attacker.
No, he's not.
Good pace, yeah.
But neither's that's the other thing. But neither's 𝗕𝗁𝗍𝙍. 𝗕𝗁𝗍𝗍 didn't get down that right tonight very well. Like, he was decent in defense and getting the ball back, but he is not, and I am saying this, he is not a right wing back. He is.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think we can expect a lot of offense from him.
But we need that from a right wing back. You know.
Yeah, we kind of do.
Yeah.
I like his versatility. He could play with the center backs if we need him.
Yeah,
which is really good. But yeah, if he's playing on the wing, he's gonna be feeding the tens a lot. Well, trying to get the ball into the center forward and we'll ping it around from there. But yeah, ďalo, I don't know if it's the rut, but he's lacking that extra quality offensively, and he's sadly the best offensive wing back that we have. So, yeah, we need a shot.
I'm not sure why we don't try Maz on the left though, because Maz has played on the left at Bayern and he did good there. Why are we? And ďalo needs to be on the right because he's not good on the left. I'm not sure why we're not swapping those two and giving it a go.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't know if they're trying to get ďalo to cut in with his right foot to get a shot, but it's just not happening. It hasn't happened in the Florida game. It hasn't happened. So
I will give him credit. He's getting in good positions. He's just the final ball is just atrocious. I know for a fact nobody won Oracle of the Week this week.
Oh no,
nobody.
I don't think anyone expected 4-3 either way.
Yeah, no one was going that way. I'm gonna put it out to the fan. We're gonna do the Oracle. You know, if you're not in the chat now, later, put it in the chat. Mikey can get it. What are you going with it this weekend against Bournemouth? Obviously, we can see that 𝗕𝗏's going to come back in. I think it's going to be. I think Mainoo's going to play. I think 𝗕𝗏's going to play. I think honestly, Rashford will probably play if he trains tomorrow. I think he will play. I think he starts just so he goes. Oh look, there's not an issue. He has to keep up that face like there's nothing an issue. I think Rashford starts. I'm personally going to go with 3-1 Man United.
As am I, for a few reasons. We might get a hungry Rashford or 𝗕𝗁𝗍𝙍 in there. We're going to have our best defense in there. We're playing a top 10 league team, so we're going to have to go out there with a little more respect and play proper football. And it's my birthday. They got to do something good on my birthday.
We got to win on your birthday, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be there in the pub Sunday morning, hopefully. And,
I will be.
Yeah, they better win. So I'm going 3-1 United too. How about that?
So 3-1 United. Mikey, Casey, if you're in here, please put it in.
Bournemouth scoring
Casey's
first,
going 3-2 United.
Do I get like sub Oracle points for saying Bournemouth?
Yeah, if you
if I hit that,
it's your birthday, you get double Oracle points. So Casey's going 3-2 United. I think after today and then watching the City game, I didn't realize how good 𝗕𝗏 is. I really didn't realize how good 𝗕𝗏 is until after today. That defense was just horrendous for me today, and the lit.
It throws me off a little bit because like some of our bad moments he's been involved in, like
But you
that
also got to
Nottingham
remember it's his
Forest game
first time
was
in this
yeah,
league. You know what I mean? And he's kind of growing into
but
it. So I agree, though. He has had some horrendous points this
but yeah,
season.
that City game was really good, and there were a few other games too that he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer to get him. I don't know why people thinking he wasn't quality because he was quiet at Juventus and Bayern.
Well,
They
Juve
were
didn't want to
winning.
sell him.
They were winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a big old petition amongst
Yeah.
the Bayern fans, like, please don't sell this guy.
Yeah. And
Like,
not only that, Juve didn't want to sell
bums
him.
don't get that treatment.
Yeah. Yeah. Juve didn't want to sell him. It was financial reasons that they had to
Exactly.
sell
Yeah,
him. So,
this guy's legit. He's
hey,
25 years old.
those two selling has worked out for us
Yeah.
so far. So,
Yeah, that's
um,
another gift from Uncle Eric.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, at least a couple of good gifts.
Yeah, exactly.
So
A few of them.
𝗕𝗓𝙍𝙍 been a good gift.
Yep,
Uh,
that's all right. That's probably the best one.
yeah. I think it has so far. I'll say it again. I've got him on the back of my shirt. I've got ugarte on here. I honestly think by the end of the season, ugarte is going to be the signing of the summer for Man United. By the end of the season.
Yeah, probably. Maybe the money might throw people off, but at CDM, that's a premium position, so you're gonna have to
It is.
pay premium coin.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, Mazraoui at 15 mil cries out best deal of the, of
It
the
does.
season.
It absolutely does. And hey, everyone might surprise us. Lenny Euro might get it. He was solid today. We can't put too much on him right now because obviously just coming back off that broken metatarsal, but he's clearly still not fit. But to get 90
I don't know, man. He was burning guys today.
He was.
He ate Son up on that corner, and then Son was limping.
Yeah.
And then
He
Leach
scored from
hurry
the
up and take the
corner.
corner, and then he scored a fucking Olympic goal.
We all thought he
goal
was injured,
so
and then he
banterific.
scores from the corner.
So banterific. That goal was awful.
But yeah, I think he was decent tonight. I think he'll grow into the Premier League. I'm just such a big Ugarte fan, like because we've missed it for so long in that center of midfield. Someone that just comes in,
tyrant.
Tyrant in that middle of the field. Kind of reminds me of a young Roy Keane. Just blows people over, gets the ball back, doesn't care if he gets a yellow, doesn't care if he gets a red, as long as he's getting the ball back.
His offensive game is limited, but he knows he has to keep it simple. So he's
what he does. When he gets that ball,
around,
it's just a quick pass. It's a quick pass. Yeah, it's great.
That's why we need a real kind of Scholesy, Gerrard, box to box kind of guy next to him.
And I think Mainu will come into that. Yeah, because you remember Mainu's been out for half the season.
Stockport Seedorf. He's going I think if he becomes as good as Seedorf, we're gonna be electric. We're gonna win some trophies with him. People sleep on Seedorf. Seedorf was amazing.
Oh, Seedorf was good. Seedorf was really good. But yeah, for me, Mainu is he had obviously had a quiet time when he came back after the summer break. Didn't look as himself last year. Got injured. Taking his time coming back in, and I love that Amorim's doing this to him. He's bringing him back slowly.
Yeah.
Every game, Mainu is looking better and better and more like he was last year.
Yeah,
and
strong in command and possession.
Yeah.
Dummying people. Yep.
I think come January when Amorim has his first team, because obviously we've got a lot of games this month. We have 7 in January. I think by the end of January, where the games go back to 1, maybe 2 a week, depending if we're in the competitions. As of right now, I'm not going to say we're going to beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. I just don't see that. But, we may. If we go out the FA Cup and we got that, I think it might be a blessing. I always want Man United to win. But for this new manager to kind of get that team in a row, having less games, I hope we beat Arsenal. So don't anyone get me wrong. I think he's going to have more.
Your mic went kind of dead again.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, your mic, like you're underwater. That's what it sounded like right now.
Oh, is it better now?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So yeah, I hope he's going to have that time to kind of come in and control this, have his first team, because we're not playing as much, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think Mainu and Ugarte are going to be phenomenal in there. I think next season,
that's the pair.
Next season, it's going to be great. If we can get a couple of players at center, Amid on the right, I think we're really, really going to cook. I'm really looking forward to the summer and next year. Really
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
We'll see what you can do in January. I know it's tough. But yeah, definitely need between the academy or the market, we need someone
I
to
know
spell
we were
Ugarte.
looking at a young player. He played Rosenberg, midfielder.
Oh, he's like a 10. He might play up top.
He
Uh,
looked good. He looks
Nipan,
good.
NYP,
Yeah.
yeah.
He played against Man United 2 seasons in the preseason
Yeah,
for Rosenberg, and he was really good. So hopefully we can get him as number
he's
10.
hot property. Yep.
He is
Um,
hot property. He looks good too.
and the last few games, it looks like Bruno's really good alongside Ugarte too.
Yeah,
Bruno's an absolute baller, man. Jesus
he
Christ.
does. He
He's
plays so good in it.
petulant and gets us mad, but he's all about ball. He's
He
really
does.
yeah,
And
yo.
but he's getting up there now.
Yeah.
He's
So
29. We need to start looking for a
succession
replacement.
plan.
Yeah.
Succession plan. And that's what any good front office is all about, succession planning. Fergie was all about it.
Hmm.
And honestly, one of my faults of Fergie, besides the horsey thing that got the Glaciers in, um, he and David Gill, they left too too
Hmm.
suddenly.
Yeah.
And they didn't pad up the front office with football people to say, all right, we could leave now.
Yeah.
I, I think it just happened suddenly. Gill just left suddenly, and then
Fergie.
I think
Yeah.
Fergie left right after. And I read in a book that his mother-in-law died, and his wife was taking it really hard.
Fergie.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Fergie's
Yeah.
mother-in-law, she died, and his wife was taking it hard. He's like, I just want to be with my wife at home right now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's kind of why I called it a day.
I don't think.
Yeah,
But I also think he didn't do what Liverpool did, what Klopp did. He didn't leave. He didn't leave that good team. He didn't leave that the back
yeah,
office.
they were aging. Yep.
He did ask for David Moyes, and I think David Moyes was fired too quickly. I
I
think
think
David Moyes.
I think our guys gave up on him too quickly.
Yeah, I think
And they
David
had to let
Moyes
him
was
go.
fired too quickly. He really
Yep.
was. Look what he did at West Ham. He did decently at West Ham. He won him a European title. He was phenomenal at Everton. He also had to take over from the most impossible job ever put on the planet, taking over from
Exactly.
Fergie. Also was left in a horrendous team. Yes, that team won the Premier League, but they won it with the
Asian.
greatest manager of all time. And it wasn't his team. He was promised players that never came through. He had to sign Fellaini at the last minute.
Yeah, because he had a shit board.
David Moyes is not a waste man, dude. If you think David Moyes is a waste man, I question your football knowledge, man.
He
I'm
may not
sorry.
be elite, but he's a good coach.
He's a
I'll
good
leave it at
coach,
that.
and he
I'll
was
leave it at
fired
that.
way too quickly by Man United. Way too quickly.
Yeah.
I
So, yeah.
think he would have gone on and won the Champions League for Man United? No,
Oh, no.
no, not a chance. But was he fired too quickly? Absolutely. He didn't even make it a
Probably
season.
need another year. Yeah, exactly. He probably
Did not
needed
make it a full
another
season.
year.
How can
But like
you?
I said, I
Yeah.
think the guys just gave up on him. So like, yeah, we gotta cut
Yeah.
it loose. And well, yeah, we had a shit board. David Gill was gone.
Yeah.
It was Woodward and the boys.
Yeah, like you can't just pull it on the coach at that point, especially when, like you say, how good was Gills? 1-0. Tell me the team he won Europe against, smart man. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He still won. He has more European titles than Arsenal, buddy. More European titles than Arsenal. So yes, yes. Put it this way: he has more trophies than Arteta.
Oh boy, poor Arteta.
Yeah. Are you gonna say Arteta's a waste man now?
Didn't he say this week he's counting Community Shields as titles?
Yeah. He goes, we only have one.
Poverty.
What are you talking about? We have
That's
2
poverty.
charity shields.
But yeah, once you have a good board, they'll know all about succession planning. We're loading up the academy right now. You gotta hope half of those guys pan out.
Yeah.
And so,
Well,
yeah,
for me, I honestly think 𝗕𝗓𝗏 is gonna will be in the first team by the middle of next season.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Sekou, I think he needs to get in the team.
There's a lot.
I think he's the cover for Ugarte once he matures and everything like that. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's ready by summertime.
Yeah.
He's 18, so he's not not that green of a academy guy. So I feel like he can handle the first team proceedings. I want to see more Collier. I really liked a little bit I've seen him.
Yeah.
Toby. So if he could get back in to help out in the midfield, that'd be great too. And
I think.
guess all the
do you
other
think some of those players should have been brought up today?
the Spurs game, it might have been a a bridge too
Well, one
far.
or two, put one or two in there around the rest of the team, give them some experience. Not
I don't even know.
it'd be
Is Collier fit?
Martin, but maybe Collier,
I
maybe
don't know if
Amas.
probably a mass. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do they think he's just not ready? He's too young. He's not brave enough. He's not
he's
strong enough.
16, right? I believe.
He's 16 or 17. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And yeah, we're crying for a left wing back. He has to be the guy. Um, if they don't think he's gonna be ready next year, he needs to go out on loan. Same
he
thing with
does.
Collier.
Yeah.
But that also means that you might have to go out and buy someone, and you hear all this talk about we don't have no money,
Mhm.
so you kind of hope that the academy or some cheap deal somewhere could tide us over until these guys are ready.
I think I think next year. Well, I think January Man United would be good, bringing up some of the young players. You're bringing up some of the younger players, and then also with some of the. I don't think we need to go out and buy a ton of players. I don't think we have the money for it, but I don't think going out and buying 4 or 5 players next summer is necessarily needed.
Unless 4 or 5 go out, you
Yeah.
flip the side.
Well, even then, if 4 or 5
lucky to
go
do it.
out, I still think bringing in maybe 2, maybe 3, and start bringing some of these youth academy players up. I think because
Yeah.
they're so talented, they're so far ahead in their league that some of them deserve to start getting a spot in showing what they can do. Obviously, it looks like Rashford's going, so there's going to be that spot on the left of 10. And there's a lot of good players. A lot of good players coming up in our youth academy. So
You think it'll be on the left side, like Lacey?
Lacey's good.
Angor.
This is going to be sounding kind of hypocritical. Lacey's good, but I don't think, because of his size, I don't think he's ready yet. I think he should go to the championship like Ahmed.
Okay.
Because Ahmed learned that toughness, that going after the ball by playing in the championship. Because he is so small and he needed to do that, I think I think Lacey needs the same. Because I think Lacey's smaller than Ahmed. He's a very small player, so I think he needs that toughness of the championship before he's ready to play for Man United. I think next year is a perfect time for him to go out on loan. But I do see him becoming a decent player for Man United, if not a great player.
My fave is 𝗕𝙁𝙁𝙍𝙍. He's
Ibrahimov.
really young too.
He's small too, isn't he?
He's tough, huh? He's that Muslim Russian build with the MMAs. He's tough.
He's a very tough player.
But yeah,
he's
he might
somebody
need
I
like a
think
year
is
or
ready
two.
to sit on the bench. I think he's ready to sit. I think Obi Martin's ready to sit on the bench.
Obi Martin should be the second striker.
Yeah.
Maybe behind Højlund, or if we can't afford to get a prime ready striker like a 𝗕𝙁𝙁 or someone like that. But yeah.
Do you think
that's the next thing I don't.
Because you heard
I
the
think we
rumors
can get
that
for
we
40.
wanted him we want him in January.
Everybody wanted him, but he priced himself out. And
no, we want him this January. Did you not see the rumors of like?
Yeah, I think we can get like 40 or 50 or something like Napoli was selling for.
I'm sure the fact that we gave them McTominay for 25 and he's killing it out there. So I'm sure they'll be nice enough to return the favor. So
exactly, yeah, just send a Nigerian over. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think he could do pretty well. I don't like his attitude, but it. But anyways, that's the end of the show for today. Thanks for joining on, Ronaldo. We'll be back on Monday to go over the Bournemouth game. Hopefully we can get a good win and climb the table. Hope some of those teams above us lose so we can get, maybe into the top 9. Top 9 at Christmas would be wonderful.
Nice, crack the 10.
Thank you for stopping in today. We're going to try and get some content out this week. I know I'm working on a quick video of that new 10 that we're looking at, so I'm probably going to get one of those out maybe tomorrow. But thank you for everyone, and I think Mikey will be back on Tuesday, and then obviously our Tuesday show, those Casual Reds. But peace out, everybody.
Have a good night. Up the Reds.
Bye.